What do you make of his comments? He again reiterated the importance of reducing this cost of space travel by a factor of 100.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always a skeptic about numbers. We'll see when we see. I mean, what he talked about is the potential for that. The devil's in the details. God's also in the details, so we'll hope it comes out the positive way. And the notion of this being a successful reentry, I mean, the fact that it didn't go where they wanted it to and they're only finding pieces of it suggests it maybe wasn't the success that they hoped. But it's very interesting that it could be getting closer and closer to this notion of something that's actually reusable.
Right, they believe that part of it disappeared in the ocean. Peter, what are the implications of what he had to say for the future, for Musk's future plans? I mean, it wasn't the potential military connection that you were talking about, but what does this mean going forward?
Well, there's still the military component to this in the sense that if they can actually nail this down and allow these fuel boosters to come back to Earth and be used again, the cost savings there is significant, and it also applies to the military side as well, potentially. Right now, the competitors, those boosters disintegrate up there as they fall back to the Earth. So this is something that's a key part of their business plan going forward if they can actually succeed. And as Cory said, there's a lot of skeptics out there. They have to prove a lot more, not just to investors, but to the federal government as well, because it's going to be very hard to knock off the combined forces of Lockheed Martin and Boeing in the military side of things. It's a very powerful competitor who's ready to take on Elon Musk, you can be sure.
And the fact, Peter, that this landed in the ocean, does that raise questions around the reusability of the rocket?
Well, I think that was their plan all along for this one, and the fact that it was destroyed by wave action, he said it was the bad luck, at least the portion we heard there, that it landed in the middle of a storm. It does raise the possibility, had it landed in a calmer place, would it have been perhaps a more successful reentry and landing for that soft landing? We'll have to wait and see, but obviously Elon Musk feels good enough to stand in front of cameras and talk about it. That's a sign of, at a minimum, SpaceX's confidence in the future.
Well, and think about it really quick, Emily, if you think about it, the way that this works, to land in the water uses less propellant. The way that this rocket works is it basically tries to slow down the way it comes into the atmosphere, so it needs more energy to do that, more propellant. That means less payload, less it can deliver. So it's always about the payback and the decisions they got to make about balancing how much they can deliver and how much propellant they need.